Hello everybody and welcome to One Player, in which we play some solo games. Today, Hostage Negotiator. We are negotiating hostages. Well, we're negotiating with an abductor of hostages. The fate of the innocent is in our hands together. This is a single player game made for just one person, and so should fit in quite perfectly with our repertoire. We've kind of got like a bit of a deck building mechanic, although it's more of like a hand building mechanic, because you play the cards you buy or in the immediate next turn rather than waiting for them to cycle through your deck. There's a little bit of dice rolling, which should mean that this should be an abject failure on my part. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. So in the game, there's 3 abductors to choose from. There's lots of expansions with lots of different abductors, but today we're going with Edward Quinn, whose story is quite tragic. Makes me kind of not want to utilize some of the, sniper cards and things like that. He's got no medical insurance to cover treatments for his dying son. Edward has decided to take matters into his own hands and hijacked the entire floor at a local hospital. He's not going to kill any hostages, so unlike some of the other abductors, he won't kill anyone. So instead of him killing hostages, his threat level just increases. Now I'll tell you what that means. This on this board is his threat level. It goes from S, which is like serene, safe, to K, which is like killing people. I suppose S is actually save. So save and kill. If we're down here at S, we get to roll more dice, which is good, and we get to rescue more hostages. Well, the probability of rescuing hostages goes up. If we're up here at K, well, in this game, as soon as we get to K, Edward kills everyone and runs away, so we don't want to even mention that. In the game, we are going to be earning these conversation points here in order to buy cards, in order to play from our hand, and each of these cards has an effect when we play it. For example, this card, we're going to roll dice to see how it goes. This basically represents like our conversation with Edward. So we play down a card, we tell him to stay calm, we roll the dice, see how it goes. If it goes well, we get to lower his threat here by 2. If it goes terribly, we get to plus it by 1, etc. So every turn is divided up into 3 parts. One is said conversation phase, where we get to play cards from our hand and see how we converse with our abductor. Secondly, we get to buy cards, and then thirdly, we get to draw from this terror deck, which shows us, which gives us kind of interactions usually with hostages or with Edward's threat level, his anger level, essentially. So usually going up. just being honest, this is usually bad. We've got 10 of these, and then a pivotal event at the end. And when this deck gets done, if we haven't rescued all the hostages by the end, then we lose the game. We also lose the game, well, like I said, if Edward gets up to K. We win the game if we save all the hostages, and then once all the hostages are saved, we get him to surrender. Got it? Got it. Probably not. Probably quite rambling. Let's get on with the game. So in my first hand, you see I took up all these cards. We get these free cards. These we get to purchase at any turn for 0 points. So these are nice. They give us a little starting point. We're going to converse with Edward. We're going to come up and chat with him. We've been called in by the commander, and he's in a bad way. He's in a bad way. First off, he's got this major demand. We don't know what this is yet. I mean, obviously we've read the cards. We know that he wants healthcare for his son, but we don't know. We're in the dark. So we probably want to ask him what he wants, because I say this because most of these terror cards involve some sort of terrible interaction if we don't know what he wants. So just as a baseline, let's find out what his demands are. If we roll 1 success dice, which is either a 5 or a 6 on this, where is it? Yep, 5 or a 6 on these dice. So I can have a 1/3 probability. Then we get success. If we roll 1, 2, or 3, we do not have success. And if we roll a 4, we can discard 2 cards to change this into a successful roll. Threat level tells us how many dice we get to roll on each turn. So currently he's on a level 3 threat. That's where he starts. We're rolling 2 dice. Let's ask him what his demands are. Okay, ready? Follow me. What are your demands? Edward, talk to me, baby. Oof. All right. So we are gonna discard 2 cards. I'd like to get this out of the way, to be honest. So why don't we discard And the other what are your demands cards, because if we get one, we don't need another one. And we're going to discard this keep cool. Just so we're going to discard these face down, and this changes into a success. So when we've scored a success, we get to look at the various results of that. One success allows us to either reveal a demand or score one conversation point. Well, this is what we're going for. So we're going to reveal a demand. Edward, what do you want? Edward wants us to spend 12 conversation points to concede this demand during any conversation. All hostages are released and the abductor surrenders. The game ends in a victory. That's interesting. Most of the time, if you concede the major demands, like, you lose because you're giving people like weapons or money, and that's not usually welcome by your commander. But this actually allows us to help him, so maybe we should try and shoot for that. Getting up to 12 conversation points is quite difficult though, because every turn this resets to 0. So we're going to have to find a way to get 12 in one turn, which is going to be pretty tough. Let's try and earn some right now though, because I do want to buy some cards this next turn. We've got these 2 small talk cards which get us nice conversation points, and I think we're going to try and roll for one of those. So small talk, go on. All right, not terrible. We've got 1 success. So again, we look at this 1 success, we score 2 conversation points, and we'll mark that with this little speech bubble here. We could go for some more, or we could keep these cards in our hand for next turn. Well, one important thing to note is that I can't buy cards that I've played on the same turn. So, for example, like all of these cards, I have to wait till next turn to purchase. So, in the next conversation, if I do play the one or both of these, I'm going to have a pretty empty hand, which isn't the best because you want to get something out of every conversation, given that every conversation moves down your terror, so you get less and less time. Let's save these, I think. I don't know if I'm going to regret that, but let's just do it. 2 points. We're going to spend 2 points. We're going to buy this Just Stay Calm card. Now, we can buy as many cards as we want, so we could buy 2 ones, but as long as obviously we have the points to buy them. And you can see some of these have 2, so all of these on the bottom row have 2 cards, all of these on the top row only have 1, so you can only have 1 of these floating through your hand at a time. We're going to buy a Just Stay Calm card. It allows us to lower the threat level quite significantly if we can get that successful roll. So that's our spend phase. I'm going to put all of these back now, so these are all 0 cards, so they all go in the 0 card pile over here to the left. And then it's time for some terror. Oh, goody. Make a threat roll. Ooh, this is quite nice. A hostage escape attempt. If we get a success, then the hostage escapes. If we don't get a success, then he kills somebody. So let's just hope that our luck is with us. Go on, you beautiful... No. So he's killed someone. But he hasn't killed someone because he's not a killer. He's just a nice fellow, but he is a bit angry about it, so he goes up to number 4. That makes our life quite tough. I mean, now this sounds... bear with me here. This is a very pragmatic way of looking at things, but the more hostages so we lose the game if he kills more than half the hostages, right? So if he's got 7. If he kills 4 people, we lose. But if he kills 3 people and we save 4 people, we actually can still win, and it makes it like we don't have to save as many people. So that's terribly... I mean, I'm not trying to suggest that we're going to sacrifice 3 people. Well, we can't, but it does make the game slightly easier. This makes it quite hard because we have to rescue everybody because he's not going to kill anyone. So, like I said, on one hand, very nice. On the other hand, a bit more difficult. And this is the kind of, I think this is like, it's not the starter abductor, right? We're on the kind of like next level of abductor. So, you know, it's a bit more tricky. Let's play some cards, shall we? Well, I'd like to maybe do this one. Keep cool. You see, we get to lower his threat and gain a conversation point if we get a big success. Medium success, we get to lower his threat level, which I would like to do. Or if we don't get any success at all, we have to lose a conversation point. So let's... Come on. Oh my god. Okay, yep. So why do I even bother playing dice games? Alright, we're going to lose a conversation point here. We're really going to need to have some conversation points to spend next turn because Otherwise, we're just going to have the worst hand. Time for some small talk? Yeah? Yeah, small talk. How about that local sports team, Edward? Have you been watching the playoffs at all? You have. Great. We've gained one success. That's 2 points. We're back up to a single conversation point. Fair enough. Well, you know what? I just want you to stay calm, Edward. I just want you to stay calm. Please stay calm. Come on. Stay calm, Edward. Edward, stay calm. All right, that's fine too. We've got 1 success. We lower his threat level back down to 3. So we're kind of back where we started. That's not the worst thing that could have happened. We didn't really make any progress in that turn. But we do have a point to spend. So we're going to take all of our free cards again. Then we're going to spend a point on this, which allows us to re-roll a die. So that's okay. We can either keep this in our hand for later on when it's kind of really pertinent, or we can, spend it if we so desire, obviously. Stay calm is going down there. Free cards going back in here. Let's do some terror. Terror. Oh my gosh, come on, Edward. I told you stay calm. That always works, doesn't it? When you tell people to calm down, it's the best way to make people calm down. I should know, I'm a professional hostage negotiator, that is. Our 2 ways of getting hostages out of here is either getting his threat all the way down to here and then keep lowering his threat. So each time you lower the threat level from S, instead of lowering the threat level, you save someone. The other way is to do through these cards here. So like this minor extraction card, for example, if we get a big success, we get 2 hostages out. This one, we get 3, but it does make him rather angry. This one, we're killing him. And again, I'm not quite comfortable with that just yet. He hasn't killed anybody. I think it's a bit heavy-handed. So, and honestly, it's quite hard to get this amount of points. Or, I suppose, instead of trying to rescue the hostages, we could try and concede to his demand and just try and get a mad amount of conversation points. And how would we do that? We'd get 3, 6, 7, 8. We have to have a lot of perfect rolls. And these 2 cards would be very precious, wouldn't they? Is that more likely? I think it might be, honestly. It might be more likely to be able to get those than I'd have to get 4 of these ultimate successes. I don't really even want to mess with this because it raises his threat by so much, like it goes up by 2. This I'd have to get a lot of and get a lot of success. This, I can just try to have a really, really good hand and just kind of not have as long a conversation, so I just save them all up for 1. Maybe keep some of these. Maybe that's the way to do it. I'm not sure. It's gonna be hard because obviously to earn conversation points, you need to spend conversation points, which, that's tricky. All right, what are we doing? I'm talking a lot and I've forgotten where we are. We're starting to play. So let's start to play. Let's try to have him. Well, let's try these 2, I guess. Maybe if we try these 2, or at least one of them, then we can get 2 points, hopefully, or 1 point, and it's not the worst thing in the world. We don't have to, this means we have to stop the conversation. So if we fail on a small talk, we just have to stop talking, and that would be unfortunate because I do want to try and, get some points. Let's play this. What are your demands? I know you've already told us, but, tell us again. +1. Okay, that's fine. We've got +1 here. See, that's +1. So we've scored a success. +1. Yes, +1 point. Plus a point. I think I'd like to get 4 for this, both of these, and then a 4 for this. And this gives us 2 plus 2 extra dice, which is pretty good. And then the 2 extra dice will obviously help us, hopefully, score more threat points. Not more threat points, more conversation points. Let's get him to cool down. Come on. Cool down, Edward. Keep your cool. Alright, I'm getting back down to 3, that's fine. Well, we're going to have to do something, aren't we? We're going to have to score more points than 1, because that's useless. So let's do this. We'll do another demands card. Oh, you know what? I forget this. I can actually play this face down and just score 1 point, which I think is actually probably better, because I don't want to risk his threat going back up. And to be honest, the best that's going to happen is that I get 2 points, which might as well just take a guaranteed 1 and just get the card that I want. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So playing it face down, we're gaining 1 point, and then we're going into our spend phase. So I'm going to buy this card and kind of hang on to it, I think. So it's got +4 conversation points potential. Then I'm going to focus on either getting things that improve my likelihood of getting success, so like this card, or things that let me re-roll a dice, like this card. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. That's my tactic here. That's my tactic. So I've spent those 2 on that card. I get all my free cards back, and then these go into the pile again. Let's have some terror, shall we? Terror time. Ooh, minor demand. We've got minor demand, water. So I can concede this during any conversation for +1 dice until the conversation ends. However, the penalty conceding, when any threat roll is failed during this conversation, I have to stop. That's a pretty good card, because I do like having more dice to roll. Plus it hasn't made him angry, and he hasn't killed anybody or, whatever. I might take him up on that at some point to try to get to here. Get an extra dice, right? Like get an extra dice, roll away, and just hope, just cross our little fingers that we can do it. All right. What was our tactic? Another one of these, maybe? 2 points? Maybe these 2 for 4 points, or this one for 4 points. Because the small talk's always free, right? So the small talk we can kind of cycle through without having to pay for it. And that's nice because it gives us a potential of 3 points. I would like to be rolling more dice, so keeping cool is still pretty attractive. And if I keep cool and do a small talk, yeah, let's do that. We're going to keep cool. Go on, keep cool, mate. Oh, come on. A 1 and a 2, that is absolutely brutal. Is it worth spending this to make that better? Maybe, yeah, I think it might be. Oh, it's happening. Reroll 1 dice, please. No, whoa, that's a complete and utter waste. Okay, that was rubbish. So then, so that's nothing. And then we've got some small talk. Let's just small talk him and see what happens. Just give me some points, please. Oh God, that's rubbish. Because I don't want to discard these. I don't want to discard these cards for 2 points. That's stupid. That's not a good thing to do because it's dumb. So no, I won't do that. No, I don't want to. I'm gonna play another small talk because. Please just give me something good. Oh, thank goodness. That crashed into there, but I'm pretty sure that was the dice. So we've got 3 conversation points. I'm not going to spend this one because I don't want to waste it. I don't want to risk raising his threat, and I want to save this to try and get that 12. So we've got 3 points. So we can get into the spend phase. We can buy this one and maybe another one of the few more minutes. Or one of these. It gives us basically a 50% chance of rolling a success, which is pretty decent. Like this in combination with the extra dice is pretty good. But it still seem like we're quite far away from that. Or should I tell him to stay calm, get him down to here, try to get him down to here so I can roll more dice. Oh, this is a tricky puzzle, isn't it? He's a tricky one. He's a tricky guy, because if it's in here, like he's either gonna so these are mostly like either threat going up or killing someone. But if he kills someone, then his threat goes up. So lowering his threat actually seems like a bit of a waste of time. Although obviously we need to keep it in check. I'm paralyzing myself with absolute nonsense. We've bought this one. Let's just buy this one. We'll take it as kind of an interim turn. Try to lower the threat, and then we'll go back to concentrating on getting more conversation points. Okay, that's what we're doing. Time for some terror. Okay, all right. Concede during any conversation. Take any conversation card from the available area into your hand for free. Penalty for conceding, though, is 2 threat levels. To be honest, that might be pretty good, though. Because if I can get, like, this for free, it's probably worth me having him go up So that on that kind of like last, I think we're really coming down to like a pinnacle of a turn, right? We're coming down to this like one big turn where we're trying to get 12. And so if we can get this, this, and then some of these in our hand and try to get to 12, I think that's the way to do it. Oh gosh, I'm a bit scared. All right, going into our play phase. All right, let's converse. Stay calm, shall you? Keep cool. Stay calm. Which one? Keep cool. Just stay calm. Keep cool. Keep cool. Keep cool, Edward. Oh, here it is. Sorry, can't see it. It's going to be a bit confusing. I'm trying to roll my dice into like this like 5 centimeter squared piece of table, and like these are next to each. But you know, I think you know what I'm doing. This is the playing. This is the card I'm playing, and these are the cards I'm buying. Yeah, all right. We're only 20 minutes in to explain that. 1. So we're down to level 2. Okay, that is pretty good. That makes me feel like I want to do this. And I want to just stay calm, try and get him either 1 or 2 down, and then we get to roll 3 dice, which would be grand. Ooh. Yeah, fine. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards for that. So to turn into a success, I can get rid of 2 cards. I'm going to discard both of these because these are like less useful-ish, I think. We're going to lower his threat by 1, and then we roll in 3 dice. Now the question is, do I roll 3 dice and try to get this, or do I just stop my turn and hope that this doesn't raise his threat level? Yeah, we're going to roll 3 dice, I think. I think this is the best. Because if I get 4, right, then I can buy maybe this one and this one, and I'll have small talk in my hands. So that's a total possibility of 10. It doesn't quite get me there, but it's very close. It's a total of 10, and then what? And then, oh, maybe I do this. Maybe I do this, although I don't. All right, we're rolling 3. Come on. That is absolutely terrible. One absolute terrible roll. Okay, so we're gonna play this after any threat roll to re-roll any dice. Just give me something, all right? Just give me one thing, please. So that is absolutely terrible. So he's raised his. So we've basically just erased all the work we put in this turn. Got him back up to 3, and got no conversation points to spend. Oh, that was an awful round. Okay, we deal with it. We deal with it. So our spend phase is going to be quite short because all we're going to be able to take is these. Oh man, I should have guaranteed that. I should have tried to guarantee it. So that is our spend phase. We've got these 3 cards to spend next turn, which, I mean, possibility of getting is 7 conversation points, although the likelihood of that, with my dice rolling skills or whatever you want to call them, not that great. Let's do some terror. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Discard half the remaining red terror cards, round down, and then discard this card. You may instead discard 2 red terror cards and shuffle this card back in with the remaining terror cards. 3, 4, 5. Same thing, isn't it? Because I've got 5, so I'd only be discarding 2. Yeah, it's the same thing. And then it puts this back in, but then I'd have to discard another 1 card. So it's like, it'd be 2 rounds of 2, or just 1 round of 2. So let's just take 2 out. I guess we probably should shuffle them. I don't know, it doesn't say, but let's just shuffle them and then take out these 2. I'm not going to look at them. And then this gets discarded. And that's our terror turn, which, again, doesn't raise his threat, which is fine, but does speed things along a little bit. I'm thinking we're probably going to need to... I think we're probably going to need to go for this, like, maybe this, like, the turn after this. I think we're going to have to do all of these, to be honest. I think we're going to have to do this, get one of these good conversation cards, and then get an extra dice, concede this, maybe this. I mean, we're just going to have to do a bit of math, aren't we? But the thing is, we're not going to be able to have these cards in our hand next turn. Yeah, we're not going to have them in our hand the next turn. That's not helpful. We still need to score more points. Goodness me. All right, so now we're only rolling 2 dice. We had 1 shot at 3 dice, and then we're back to 2. So we're going to roll 2 dice, hopefully keeping him cool, Getting him lowered down a threat level. We're lowering down threat level. That seems fine. I mean, we're kind of just like dilly-dallying around here though. Like we're not actually making much progress. We're gonna play a small talk because that's, I think, the only thing we really have to do. Oh, come on, you absolute. All right, that got us 1 point. We have to stop the conversation because that's what it says if we fail, which we did. So we're getting 1 conversation point, which I guess we're gonna use to spend on this and then get all our free cards back. Oh my, this has been an absolutely terrible couple of rounds. Terror time. You're going back up. Yeah, I mean, it's just useless trying to get his threat down. Like, on some of the other bad guys, I can get the threat down to S and then just keep getting the threat down so that we just keep releasing hostages. This one seems, it's like almost impossible. What are we doing? Come on, let's see. Let's get some points. Come on, we need some conversation points. Oh, you already spent. So what are your demands? Like, let's talk about this again. 2 dice, what are your demands? Oh my God. Should we re-roll one? You know what, I should have just played that face down, shouldn't I? I should have just played it face down. So he's got another threat, which, whatever. And then I should have just played it face down. I should have just done like I could play these 2 face down and get me 2 points. And that's at least get me close to the thing that I need. And then should I play keep cool? Or small talk? Could do with him lowering his threat again, I guess. Although I don't want to lose out my conversation point I just made. Let's do some small talk. Come on, please. Something. 2 points. So it's better than nothing, isn't it? So we're on 4 points. Let's go into our spend phase. I'm going to hold this in my hand. Our spend phase, I think we take both of these. Because actually, if we do perfectly at the next hand, look at this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got the opportunity, not that I'm expecting this, but we've got the opportunity to get 12 conversation points. So however unlikely that is, at least we've got the chance. We've got the chance, haven't we? Let's put all these back. I mean, it's going to have to be a really, really good roll of the dice. And that's, you know, well, the likelihood of that is quite low. But let's see. Oh, draw and resolve the next terror card. So we have actually just cycled right through the deck. Oh, well, he's given us a hostage, so that's nice. Fantastic. Very nice of you. That's the only good thing that's happened over the last, like, 3 rounds. Honestly, I think, look, bear with me here. I think we're gonna. This is our turn, isn't it? We've got the chance of 13. I think we've got to concede some of these demands and get some good stuff. So let's concede this. We're gonna take an extra dice until the conversation ends. If we fail, the conversation ends. So that's tough, but hopefully we won't fail. And then we're probably going to concede this too, although, oh my gosh, that is putting all of our eggs in this last basket. Although, I mean, to be honest, it's our last turn. Once we pull this, we get 1 more go. We're not going to be able to get all this back, probably. So I think this is really our last turn, isn't it? Which conversation card do I want? This one. Until conversation ends, +2. Yeah, then we're rolling 5 dice. Okay, we're conceding it. 1, 2, oh my goodness, this is making me feel quite nervous. You need to look me in my eyes to know what I'm telling you is true. Can I come in? Just me, unarmed, so we can talk, face to face. Just my goatee and your goatee, together at last. I don't like that I've got an enforced goatee in this game. It's not the look I would personally choose if I was going to be a hostage negotiator. I think maybe some, like, you know, a little bit of stubble. You know, maybe you've had, you drink a lot of coffee, but not a goatee. And these shades, it's a bit of a fashion statement. I am delaying the inevitable. All right, this one first, right? Because we want the extra dice. So we've got 3 dice. We want 2 success. Oh my God, this is making me nervous. This is a proper. I'm gonna move these. Look, I'm moving them aside. I know it's the end of the game. I want a large rolling surface. Oh, come on. Oh my God! I can't afford it. I can't afford to discard 2 cards. I cannot afford to discard 2 cards just to get extra dice, because I need all of these cards now to get my points. So we're gonna have to do it with 3 dice. This is rubbish. What was the other thing that I can do? Oh wait, when I fail any of them, the conversation has to end. So this has gone absolutely terribly right at the start. Now I don't think I've got a way to... Oh my... Well... Oh my... Come on. First roll, I was at least hoping for a bit more tension. Alright, well you know what? If I've got 11 points next turn, surely I can do something. Can I buy enough cards? I don't know if I can, you know. I think these are my only options. In which case, do I just keep all my cards now? Maybe I just try and get like 1. Maybe I just try and like get maybe these 2. So that's 8, 11. And I've got a small talk coming through my hand over here, which I've moved off the screen, but I promise I do. So I've got, that would be 14, and a chance of 14, which is like better than 13, I guess. And then I've got 2 demand cards, which gives me a chance of 18. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is... Wait, no, but I have to discard 2 cards to actually keep playing, don't I? If I want to keep playing. Let's just stop. We're gonna stick. We're gonna freeze. We're only gonna be rolling 2 dice next turn, which is a bit tough, because we've already used up this and we've blown it all on this single flipping card. Maybe I should have just done 1 of these and then waited to see how it went. But anyway, so we've still got all these. We don't have any points to spend, but we're getting all of these 0 cards into our hand. So my hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got a maximum hand of 10, which never happens. Here we are. We've only got... Look at all these... It's like one of those weird... It's like solitaire where the cards bounce down, except it's just this guy's face. So we've got 8 cards. That's okay. I mean, depending on what this is, this could lose us the game too, but let's just see. All right. That is actually about as good as it could get. So it says the abductor may not be eliminated while there is at least 1 hostage in the hostage pool. That's fine. We haven't rescued anyone. We've literally rescued 1 person, and that was just because he gave us to him. We're not trying to eliminate him because we feel a bit sorry for him, don't we? We're trying to get his son the medical care that he needs with 12 conversation points. So actually that doesn't affect us whatsoever. Now we've just got 1 more turn to Okay, so it does all come down to this. There's a bit of tension, but probably, I mean, if it goes all wrong right away, then just... Where do we want to go first? I really don't want to stop the conversation, but to be honest... I think we just roll for the biggest ones, don't we? We roll for 4, then 3, then 3. Like, these are good and all, but it's like it's not going to get us to where we need to get as quickly as we need to get there. Or even if it's 1 success, I think we still lose the game. That makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. All right, let's do... I mean, I think we're gonna need to take that gamble at some point, aren't we? We can't do it without the 4s. Small talk first. This needs to go back somewhere. Small talk. So we're playing small talk. We've got 2 dice. Come on. Well, I think that's the game, because if we fail it, we have to stop the conversation, which means we lose. So I guess we're gonna discard these 2 and gain 2 points. All right, we're still on the road. We've got 2. Now we need 10. Let's play a demand card. Come on. That gets us 1. We're up to 3. Another demand card. No, I can't. Now I definitely can't afford to do that. Oh, that is game. Yeah, that's game. Ooh, shnikes. Because that, if we don't discard the 2 cards, he goes up 1 and he kills everybody. If we do discard the 2 cards, we can't score enough to get 12. So that's us losing. Yeah, I mean, let's just discard. We'll discard the 2 cards. So he's got reveal a demand or +1. So we're up to 4. And then we're going to play just a few more minutes. And we're going to get 3 plus a 1. Everybody's dead. And Edward Quinn escapes. I'm guessing he's leaving his son in hospital. That's weird. But yeah, everyone's dead now. So unsuccessful hostage negotiation. I don't really feel good about that game. I feel like there just wasn't... This is quite hard to, like, because his threat is just constantly going up. So maybe I just needed to ignore the threat more. But then if you don't move it down, he ends up here and you lose the game. So it's like, that's quite tough. Ooh, this game's hard. I like it. I do like it. I mean, fashion choices aside, I think the game works really well. The mechanics are really interesting. And I mean, aside from the fact that I cannot roll a dice to save my life, I think it's quite cool. I like the hand building mechanic is really interesting. Like instead of waiting for the cards when you make a deck builder, you have to wait for them to come all the way up the back, the bottom, or at least to wait to shuffle them. And this is like, okay, what card do I need next turn? That's the card I'll buy. Obviously, I didn't make good decisions in that regard. I did end the game with 7 conversation points, so I got like just over halfway there, which well, nobody wins, do they? None of the hostages won. Well, this guy did. He's probably terribly traumatized. Some survivor's guilt waiting for that guy. Edward didn't win because, well, now he's a mass murderer and his son is still sick, presumably. I just wanted to give him some healthcare. But apparently I had to have 12 conversations with him to do that, and that's just not something I could do. Well, that is going to be it for us. I hope you have enjoyed the playthrough. I want to do another few of these. I think I'd like to be able to beat some of these people on camera and show you the ways that the other cards work, the other abductors work. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that. If you wanted to see another playthrough, I'm happy to put one together. Don't forget to drop a like or leave a comment if you have anything to say, or if you have enjoyed the video at all, and feel free to subscribe. If you want to hit subscribe, click the little bell. It'll tell you when my new videos come out. We usually do about 1 or 2 a week, usually. And it just keeps you up to date on all the goings on in the world of solo playing board games, specifically on my table. That's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you later.